What does it take for a movie to ascend from just being a regular, entertaining movie to being top tier cinema? That's going to be the focus of the discussion when we're talking about Thunderbolts. I'll be sure to let you know before I start spoiling the movie. We're going to do non-spoilers and a movie discussion on the front end, and then talk about the spoilers of the film on the back end, especially that post-credit scene. Let's get to it. The main thing that makes a movie more than just a movie is when the movie isn't about what it's about. Let's elaborate. Captain America Brave New World is a movie about Captain America fully owning up and coming into his own as the new version of Captain America. Thunderbolts is about the Thunderbolts uniting as a group and fighting some bad guys. On the surface, that assessment is true of both films. But when we look at it, Captain America is just an entertaining Marvel movie. Thunderbolts is a step above a simply entertaining Marvel movie, because even though the Thunderbolts did come together as a group, form a group, take down some villains, that is not at all what the theme or the idea of the movie was. Thunderbolts is largely a mental health awareness film. It does it very, very well. It doesn't beat you over the head with those themes. And more importantly, and this is probably the biggest key factor, the idea that it has themes and ideas in it and moments in it due to the nature of the film. You can come back and have discussions about multiple things in real life apart from this comic book IP. Sadly, Captain America Brave New World cannot do that. Yes, of course, there were a few lines in that movie where Sam Wilson alluded to the fact that he's a black man, but he's also Captain America. They talked about the new Falcon being Latin American and, the difficulties that he's going to have to face being accepted being a Latin American person, but at the same time fighting for the US government and things like that. So yeah, they have some lines where they allude to bigger topics. There are some images in there that are synonymous with racial issues that we experience here in the United States. But when you really think about it, that's all the movie was really about. It was a Captain America movie about Captain America, this new version of Captain America coming into his own. Thunderbolts did such a better job. And again, it ascends into top tier cinema type discussion because it talks about relevant issues. There's a theme there that starts with the opening lines, and then it continues throughout watching the film. The central aspect of this movie is mental health, depression, loneliness, things that people deal with in real life. In my opinion, that's what makes it a cut above most Marvel movies. I know every now and then people who say like, oh, Marvel, we're so back because we got this new film. And it's like, y'all need to stop that. Sometimes they take risks with these films and they make movies that are more than just pieces of entertainment. Sometimes they make statements. This one made a statement about mental health and it made it very well. Talking about the movie, but still not spoiling the movie, I'll say this. All the performances were very good. I felt the same way about Julia Dreyfus's Val character as I did with Harrison Ford. I didn't like the direction of both of those guys in both of those films. And I also didn't like the CG on Sentry Bob, that character. The fight scene towards the end just didn't really look all the way right to me. But the pace is good. The story is really good because, again, it is not just about the Thunderbolts creating this group and fighting Sentry. Like, no, it's about so much more. And I've had discussions already that are such deeper discussions than just talking about the Thunderbolts. So in that way, the movie absolutely does better than most Marvel films already out the gate. The rewatchability on it is very high. Definitely gonna rewatch it at home. And the entertainment value is very high. Again, the end credit scene makes it connected to all the other MCU stuff, but as a standalone film, it's something that, hey, I can have this on TV at almost any moment and really enjoy a lot of the moments that we get throughout the film. So high marks all around on my scales. It is good, a very good film. But let's talk spoilers. I don't really have a whole lot to say in regards to the spoilers. There's only two things that really stick out to me. One is a negative, and it's not negative like it takes away from the film, but the way the Taskmaster character was handled. Man, is highly dismissive. I know that if you watch any of the marketing, if you look at any of the promotional art, I noticed it quite a bit because I don't watch many trailers, but I do see a lot of posters. Like that Taskmaster character was never present. She got about 5-10 minutes of screen time and then was dismissed in a very unsanctimonious way. When you play video games or you watch animated content or you read comic books, you know that the Taskmaster character is formidable and has been formidable on screen and in comics and all those different mediums. And we just didn't even get a whiff of that here in this film. So I thought that was kind of mishandled. You know, you kind of want to see that character come back and be formidable for these street level guys. My best memory of Taskmaster being formidable was in, I think, the original Spider-Man on PS4. It was a very good Spider-Man game, and the side missions you got with Taskmaster were challenging. So the fact that that character was just kind of brushed to the side, didn't really care for that. And we got to talk about that post-credit scene. So that post-credit scene to me does a few things that are bad, in my opinion. So it instantly tells you that, hey, don't get used to the world that the Fantastic Four are in, because hey, they're not gonna be there. I'm willing to wager either they lose to Galactus and they have to find a new world, or they actually defeat Galactus via Monica Rambeau's winning the end battle of the Marvels, where she opens this cosmic rift and drifts through into a different universe. And I imagine it can either be one of those two things that's going to happen with the Fantastic Four, where they're either going to have to go out looking for a new place to dwell, or they win in a way that displaces them and their world is left unprotected. Regardless, I know that the idea behind putting the Fantastic Four in their own standalone universe is to kind of like help world build and put them in their own setting. But like, don't fall in love with that setting, because it's going to be the first and probably last time that you ever see it, unless they do a sequel down the road to where they get back out of our MCU and into their own world, which who knows if it'll still even be there after they're running with Galactus in that first Silver Surfer. Those are all the thoughts that we have on Thunderbolts. I thought it was an excellent film. I think that the post-credit scene was significant, and it was a very good post-credit scene. It was exciting, and it sets you up for a lot of changes that's going to be coming in the MCU moving forward. I like the fact that they took a movie and made it about something else, but then also did all the same superhero stuff that we are accustomed to inside of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's borderline top tier stuff. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section if you choose to do so, and that's all I got for this one, y'all. Enjoy yourself, guard your heart, and go watch something good.